guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. As you can tell by the title, I'm going to be filming my Calathea collection. I actually already filmed this video like a week and a half ago and I hated how it came out, so I am refilming it. This video is in no way going to be a care guide. I am just simply going to be showing you the Calathea that I have. I can totally make a Calathea care guide video if you guys are interested in that, but this video I'm just going to be showing you the Calathea that I do have. I'm going to try to go through them quickly, only because I have like 13 I think to show you, and my camera is at about 50%, so I don't want it to die before I can show you all of them. But yeah, I'm just going to be showing you them, telling you a little bit about them. So let's get on with the video. I am also going to be showing you them in order of easiest to most difficult, or more difficult. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But I'm going to be showing you guys them like the easiest ones that I have to the ones that I have the most issues with. Okay, all right. So the first one that I'm going to show you is my rattlesnake Calathea, and this was actually the first Calathea that I ever bought. I had purchased this off of Bros with Hose, which is one of my favorite companies to purchase plants off of online. I will link them down below, but I purchased this guy off of them for probably around like 12 bucks maybe. I thought it was so beautiful and I wanted to give Calathea a try. I hear all the awful things people say about Calathea online, but I was like, you know what? I want to try it for myself. I love the way that they look. I think that they're so beautiful. So I went ahead and I bought one for myself. I have to say this is the easiest Calathea that I own. It is not moody at all. It doesn't ask for anything extra. I think that if you are looking for a Calathea and you're nervous, definitely go for the rattlesnake. Obviously, with any Calathea, like, you're gonna need to have higher humidity, and they also don't like tap water. So those are the two main things with owning Calatheas that I think you're gonna have to do with any Calathea. But this one is the absolute easiest one that I own. I think that if you want to try out a Calathea, go for this one. This is what he looks like. And I think the foliage is so beautiful. I love the shape of the leaves. I love the design on it. Back of the leaves are also purple. There are some green in there because that is the new growth. I also find this guy to be a super fast grower as well. But this one doesn't get super crazy crispy edges like most Calathea do. It's not super moody or a diva, anything like that. So this one is definitely up there, and it's not expensive or anything like that. So yeah, that is my rattlesnake Calathea. The next guy I'm going to show you is my Calathea Freddy. I actually have to water some of these, so if they're looking a little rough, that is why. This is my Calathea Freddy. He is the next easiest. I barely pay attention to this guy and he is doing amazing. I don't know if you guys can tell, but all of this right here is new growth, and he really doesn't have any crispy edges. There was like this one which I trimmed, but that was from shipping. I actually got him for free off of a Facebook purge. I purchased my Dottie off of her and she took weeks and weeks and weeks to ship it out. So she felt really bad, so she ended up sending me 2 free Calathea, and it was my Calathea Freddy and my big Calathea Rufibarbara. I got this one for free. I love it. It's really cute. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite Calatheas, but I definitely enjoy having it. It's really pretty to look at. I love the shape of the leaves. It's like a teardrop shape. I don't really know how to explain it. And it has these really cool dark green lines on it. So this guy is really interesting. It's really easy. I don't believe he's expensive either. Like I said, I got him for free, but I think he's just like around 15 bucks, like pretty average. If you're interested in Calathea and you're a beginner, I would also suggest this one as well as the rattlesnake. The next one I'm going to show you guys is my Calathea Rufibarbara, and this is my smaller one. These guys are also called a furry feather. This is actually my favorite Calathea, and I know you guys are looking at it like, why? It is so boring, but it is actually not. I think it is the coolest thing ever. The leaves are really long, and they have like this wavy pattern to it, and the best part about it, which is where they get the name from, is they are actually furry. So I don't know if my camera is going to pick up the texture. They are furry and fuzzy and they are just amazing, honestly. These guys are also really easy to care for. I think they require a little bit more care than the rattlesnake and the Freddy, but they definitely are not a diva. They also will droop and kind of curl almost like a little taco when they need to be watered. I obviously don't suggest waiting every single time for them to curl before you water them. It will result in like leaf damage. You will know when you have to water these guys. This guy doesn't get any crazy crispy edges or anything like that. He does have some damage like on this leaf, but this is also an older leaf. Same with here, but that will happen again with any Calatheas if you wait too long to water or if your humidity isn't high enough. I've been slacking on keeping my humidifier filled all the time. That will happen. But this guy is seriously my favorite. I love him so much. I believe I got him for like 12 bucks off of Bros with Hose as well. That is my little Rufabarbara. And then I'm gonna quickly show you guys my bigger Rufabarbara. This is the other one that I got for free off of the Facebook purge. And as you could tell, it is a lot bigger than the other one I just showed you. It is so beautiful. I love that I have a big one and a small one. This guy, you could tell, is way more mature. The backs of the leaves on this one are purple. My smaller one doesn't have purple backs. That's okay. I have one of each. You probably can see the wave pattern better on the bigger one. It's so hard to show you this guy without getting poked in the face. I also like the way that they grow. They grow very tall and they kind of just like fling out. I also find these guys to be super fast growers. They're always popping out a leaf every single time I look at them. If you want a fast growing Calathea that is pretty easy to care for, get your hands on a furry feather. Okay, this is my Calathea Burl Marks and I just recently got him maybe 2-3 weeks ago. I know it's kind of too early to tell you if it's easy care or not, but I think I have enough Calatheas by now to tell if it's easy care or not, and I think that it is. So I'm kind of putting him like right in the middle. I also love this pot. It is so cute. But I got this off of Bros with Hose and I've been wanting this one for a little while. I believe it was like 14 bucks. Maybe? I don't know. I don't remember. It is way different than any of the other Calatheas that I own. The texture of the leaves are very waxy. I love the growth pattern on this guy and the texture. I think that it is so cute. And so far it's been a pretty fast grower with me. It is currently pushing out like 4 new leaves, I think. And it's been pretty easy care. It doesn't have any crispy edges, hasn't required any extra attention. Yeah, I don't know. I think this guy is really cute. Like I said, it's kind of early for me to say too much about it, but it's definitely making its way up there in one of my favorites. So this is my Calathea Burl Marks. Okay, so this is my second favorite Calathea that I own. This is my Calathea Sabrina. I actually need to water it. If you guys can see how this leaf is starting to curl. Yeah, I need to water it. But anyway, I actually just repotted this. If you watched my last video, you would have seen that. But it just started giving me some issues, which the whole first like 3-4 months that I had it, it wasn't. So I'm hoping that repotting it in better soil and in a smaller pot will help it. But yeah, this is my Calathea Sabrina. It is my second favorite Calathea that I own for obvious reasons. I mean, look at it. The foliage is so velvety and soft. I don't know, there's something about this Calathea. This one is also slightly variegated and I'm probably not even going to be able to show you guys on camera. It's really hard to see. Right in the corner of this leaf is a little bit of variegation. On a couple of the leaves, it does have a little bit of variegation on it. So that's exciting. It's also giving me a new leaf right there. I mean, other than recently, it hasn't been giving me any issues. It just started giving me this weird yellow edging thing, which I think was the result of the old soil. I think it was staying too wet for too long, which is why I repotted it. So I'm hoping that that yellow mess will stop. I don't want anything to happen to this guy. I love him so much. I believe I paid about $30, $35 for him at a local nursery, but you can find these guys anywhere. They're pretty common. But yeah, I think that they're pretty easy. If you find one and you like it, I say go for it. This is my Calathea Gray Star. I got it off of Etsy. I can't remember the seller. I will link it down below, but I believe it was $18.99. These guys are a little bit harder to find. Like, you probably won't be able to walk into a nursery and find this one. But I actually saw somebody post a picture of this on a Facebook purge and I just fell in love with it. So I went looking around online. I found the one on Etsy and here he is. These are very slow growers. I think that they're really easy to care for, even though they're pretty far down the line. These guys will curl up like this when they need to be watered. Again, like I said, don't always wait for that to happen. I actually just watered him this morning because this leaf... Okay, so my camera just overheated and I don't know where it left off, but this is my Gray Star. It is really easy care. I really bought it because the growth pattern is so different than any of my other Calatheas. And I also love how the leaves are almost silvery. This Calathea is really cool and I'm happy that I added it to my collection. I'm going to go through the rest of these kind of fast because we are losing daylight and I don't know when my camera is going to overheat or die. So the next two I'm going to show you together because I think that they're pretty similar in care and difficulty wise. These guys are my Calathea Medallion and my Calathea Moikiana or Makiana, however you want to say it. These guys are pretty similar. I don't think that they're super easy and I don't think that they are super hard either. I do find that their leaves are pretty prone to the crispy edges. I'm constantly like trimming their edges or like cutting a leaf back. With any Calathea, they're not going to be perfect. If you guys like perfect plants, Calatheas are not for you, especially not these two. These guys are far from perfect. They actually look pretty good right now. They are definitely on the moodier end. Nonetheless, they are really beautiful. I love them. I would be very sad if either of them were to die. I'm going to show you guys close-ups of them separately really quickly. So this is my medallion. This is actually a new leaf. You could see how it's a little bit lighter than this bigger one. And this one's also a new leaf as well. I just cut back 2 of the other leaves because I did not like the way that they look. They were getting way too crispy for me. And I'm not the type of person who likes perfect plants, but when half the leaf is crispy, I cut them off. I love the design on these guys. And there is the back. It is definitely a beautiful Calathea. All right, and then here's a close-up of my Makiana or Morkiana. The detailing on these guys are crazy. The backs of these guys are more of a red rather than a purple, so that's pretty cool. I just have this guy in a little flamingo pot. I think that he looks so cute. And I got these both off of Bros with Hose as well. Next up is my Calathea White Fusion. And I only have him pretty far down on the list because most people have a lot of issues with this guy. I personally do not, but this variety does tend to be a huge diva. When I first got him, he was a huge diva. I didn't have like high humidity the first 2 days that I had him and he threw a tantrum. So I could see why people say that. If you give them the right humidity, they are totally fine, I promise. A lot of people also have huge spider mite issues with the White Fusion. I haven't, thankfully. I do pest preventative treatments weekly, so I think that that helps. This guy is insanely beautiful. He is looking a little sparse. I had to cut back a couple of leaves, but it is winter, so it's pretty typical for plants right now. I'll show you guys a close-up. That leaf is so pretty. This Calathea is going to be one that is far from perfect, and that is just because it has white in it, so the white is going to get a little bit crispy. That is just the way that it is. Other than that, I really haven't had any issues. I pretty much keep my room at like 55% humidity. I usually let my Calatheas get almost completely dry before I water them again. This guy I tend to keep moist at all times. The leaves are more fragile and it is a little bit more of a diva than my other Calatheas. He is pretty cool. I enjoy having him and he is definitely pretty to look at. That is my Calathea White Fusion, and I also purchased him off of Bros with Hose. I think it was like 15 bucks or something like that. Okay, this one is a huge diva. Literally, like this is my third to last Calathea I'm gonna show you guys. And I really wanted this Calathea for the longest time ever. This is actually the one that I bought off of the Facebook purge, and then I got the other two for free with it. I think it was around like 20 bucks. I wanted it because it has pink in it and, you know, pink plants. It is very similar to the medallion, but the leaves are so dark that they almost look black. And then the patterns in it are pink. I had to have one. Biggest issue that I have with it, it is always crispy, like always. And I know that is a Calathea thing. This one is the crispiest one that I have. I don't know why. I don't know if it was just because of like the shipping and it's still recovering from that. I've had it for quite a while. The only reason why I'm saying that is because it is pretty much all of the older leaves. Even the newer leaves though, I don't know, this is one of the newer leaves and you could see the edges are starting to crisp. Thought that maybe I was overwatering it, so I let it completely dry out. And I don't know if that is the issue. I haven't quite figured it out yet, but it is definitely a beautiful Calathea. I just think it is a little bit harder to care for. So there's another close-up. I definitely love this guy. I'm trying my best to figure her out because I don't want to lose her. I love having her in my collection. My second to last biggest pain in the butt Calathea, which might surprise you, but it is my Orbifolia. And I don't know why this thing hates me. This is actually my second one. I purchased them both off of Bros with Hose and I completely killed my first one. I think I overwatered it. That is why I now wait for my Calatheas to almost dry out because I just completely like root rot. It was not cute at all. I love how big these leaves are. I love how round they are. They have a almost silvery tint to them. I just had to buy another one. I'm going to try again. Hopefully this time I get it right. It is already starting to get brown there, even on that little tiny leaf, and it wasn't like that when it came in the mail. So I don't know if it's just from shipping damage or what. I don't know how people grow them so huge and they make it look so easy, but I definitely struggle with this one. I think I paid around 16 bucks for it the second time I bought it. The first time I think I paid like 18. But yeah, that is my Orbifolia. I will keep you guys posted over on my Instagram how she does. I've had her for probably like 3 weeks. I purchased her with my burrow marks, so she's made it this far, and it took me like I think 2 months to kill my first one, so I'm not holding my breath yet. The last one that I'm going to show you is kind of embarrassing, but it's really just the reality. Us plant parents have plant fails too. I wanted to show you guys this anyway. This is my Calathea Ornata Pinstripe. I know. Yeah. I really killed this thing. I purchased it off of Bros with Hose, and I will insert a picture of what she used to look like before I really killed her. I want to say she's not completely dead. Okay, let me speak. What happened was she was getting the crispy edges, you know, typical Calathea, but it was getting worse and worse and worse and worse. The entire leaf was just turning into a crisp. Like, it was the weirdest thing ever. I would cut back the leaf and the other leaf would do it and then another leaf would do it. And then at that point there was like 2 leaves left and I was like, you know what? I'm going to completely cut it back and try to rehab it. So that is why it looks like this. I completely cut it back and I'm trying to rehab it. I'm hoping that it grows back in better. I don't know. I've also seen a lot of people, especially in the Facebook groups, have a lot of the same issues with this specific Calathea. So I don't know if it's just me. I don't know if it's just this kind of Calathea. I don't know. but this is her. She is very sad. Honestly, I don't really care too much about it. She wasn't my favorite Calathea, so if she comes back, great. If she doesn't, whatever. I just wanted to show you guys that. I too have plant fails. Hey guys, so that was the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Let me know down below which was your favorite Calathea. I'm interested to know which ones you guys like the best. There's probably like 5 or 6 more Calatheas that I want to add to my collection. Maybe I'll knock a few off of my list this year. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next one.